Hey guys and gals, Never here from Drakewing Gaming. It's Sunday Mountain Twitter, the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you with a Let's Play episode of I Wanna Hug That Gator. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right back in, shall we? Alarm Chan, you were up, and let's go. Alrighty. Miss Prockling simply sighs, muttering to herself and turning her attention back to writing more notes on the board. She turns her head back slowly, just enough to be able to make eye contact with me. While she eyes me with judging contempt and curiosity, I see her hand is tenderly massaging the tip of her tail. Looking at the floor, I think she managed to chip the linoleum. As soon as Prockling turns around to continue teaching, Olivia scribbles something down. She turns to look at me once more, hesitating. Then she flicks the note in my direction. It completely misses me. I try to catch it midair, but end up slamming my face onto my desk again. Mr. Nito, what was that noise? I palm the note to my sleeve and strain to keep my injured eye open. The teacher probably meant the foot stomping. I found that spider, Miss Prockling. The teacher grimaces. That better be cleaned up by the end of class then, Mr. Nito. Yes, ma'am. I breathe a sigh of relief as my excuse weathers Mrs. Prockling's stare. Is it Miss Prockling or is it Mrs. Prockling? She turns a few pages in a textbook lying on her desk, instructing the class to do the same as she searches for something. She's distracted. I can finally see what Olivia drew. There's now a surprisingly detailed dodgeball whizzing towards my stick figure's head. I ought to be upset, but I find myself admiring her motion lines. Seriously, she should be an animator. I mull over what to add and settle on giving a large rat sunglasses as well. A few seconds later, he looks twice as cool as before. I look up to Olivia, pondering how to get it back to her when a sinister idea comes to mind. Her hood hangs open as it rests on her back. It's a tough shot, but... Bingo! Olivia scratches at the back of her neck and finds the note. She looks back with squinted eyes, judging my intent and scanning me for foul play. She mouths something at me. A question, I think, but I'm not the most apt lip reader, especially when said lips are thrice as long as a human's. She unfolds the page. A second later, she's already added a new sketch and folded it up. The note lands neatly on my desk this time, and I inspect the latest edition. More rats doing decidedly non-rat activities. I wonder what she'd think of a cat this time. We continue passing the sheet back and forth, adding new sketches and adding to others. My fingers are starting to tire when Miss Prockling addresses Olivia. Alright, Miss Halford, you may leave now. Everyone else, you may take the last 5 minutes to start on your homework. Olivia takes her time to pack away her supplies, occasionally glancing my way. Gone is the paranoia. It's now become just plain confusion. As if I wouldn't play the doodle game thing with her. Even as she wheels out of the room, I notice her eyes still on me. I give her a wave goodbye and she seems shocked by that, turning her head and finally passing through the doorway. Right then, homework. It's for 5 minutes, it's not much time to do anything. Ah, crap. It only now occurs to me there's a pretty good reason the teacher doesn't want us slacking off during class. For the last 5 minutes, I tried to speed read the second chapter in its entirety. Failing to get any good information to use for today's homework, I resolved to just check online for a lecture that's not as boring. Alright, seems that turned out pretty well. Maybe one with some good animation even. When the rest of us are finally excused, I realize that I've still got the page full of doodles. Considering all the stuff on it, it'd feel like a waste to just toss it away. I decided to keep it, slipping it into one of my binder's extra plastic sleeves. With everything safely packed away, I shoulder my backpack and exit the room. Man, now I get why Olivia gets to leave some classes early. The halls are so packed and chaotic once class ends, I always end up being pushed around by rowdy students headed towards their next classes. Once school ends, it's even worse. When I saw it yesterday, it was something else. The word riptide comes to mind. I ended up just waiting around for a few minutes for the flow to die down. It's looking like that's just going to be my routine now. I passed by a few more art displays on my way to the stairs back down to the first floor. This isn't the art wing, but there's still a bunch of displays up. Maybe there simply isn't enough space. Something presses into my chest and lurches me to a stop. It's Olivia, holding out an arm to stop me. She's still staring up at me, though less suspiciously. Her jaw is open, but no sound comes out. She realizes her hand is still out and it retracts awkwardly, indecisively darting between her hoodie pocket and her armrest. Is she expecting something? Oh, the note maybe? Hey, you could have told me. That you were in Miss Prockling's class too. You could have mentioned that. Sorry, I guess I was sort of aiming for a bit of dramatic reveal there. She brushes her hair aside. Well, whatever. Later, I guess. Why did you stop me out here? She stops her chair mid-turn, with gray eyes contemplating the dirty floor. I don't really get you. Olivia's eyes turn back to me, and now I can see the nervousness in her pupils. Why do you care? Why indeed? Well, I guess the main reason is, I want to be friends. With me, though? Sure. Those tiny moments in which I saw the Gator girl hyper-animate come to mind, and I can't help but smile. Those small shows of just genuine feelings. I think Mr. Yedekin was right, honestly. Olivia hums in disagreement, finally turning away. Aw, crap, maybe that was too forward of me. I swing my backpack around so I can reach inside it. I still have that note. Note? What, with the doodles? From class right now? Why? I just figured you'd want it. It was fun filling it out and all. Just as I'm about to pull out my binder, the Gator girl looks back at me and shakes her head. It's just doodles. You can throw it out. Keep it. If it's so important. For the briefest second, I swore I saw her mouth form a tiny smile. But now she's back to looking neutrally at... Huh. I didn't notice the school had elevators. Why don't more people use it? She flashes a key from her pocket, so it's part of her accommodations. Makes sense. By now, the hallway's cleared up a bit. The elevator arrives and Olivia rolls in. She moves her arm to push the button and jams the key in the slot. What's to look for? You coming? Oh! I slide in beside Olivia just before the door closes. It's probably safe to catch your foot in and just reopen, but man, this thing is ancient. Oh, that's good coffee. I love hazelnut. There's an inspection certificate lazily plastered above the door from this side. It's covered in coffee stains and other signs of age. Is this thing really safe? Olivia shrugs. What's the worst that happened? Our legs break? She eyes me with a smirk. This may have been a mistake. Chunk. My heart drops as the space around me seems to drop for a split second. The sound of the worn-out elevator mechanics fills the cramped space. How slow is this thing? I look over to Olivia. She uses this thing daily. Surely it normally runs smoother. Her mouth hangs slightly open in an amused grin, watching my sudden onset of claustrophobia. Relax, dude. This is normal. Alright, this is normal. This thing jostling around like it's gonna drop us at any second is completely normal. When we reach the bottom, the doors clunk open and I practically fall out. Olivia casually rolls from behind. Somehow I sense it's with a degree of superiority. Anyway, see you later. Oh, yeah, see ya. For ya. Olivia rounds the corner and I'm left in my lonesome. My senses return to me and I start making my way to the metro station. Oh, just that guy. As I make the journey home, it strikes me how much progress I've made with Olivia. It's definitely still in its awkward phase, but I can see that she's opening up a little by little, and it's starting to become amusing seeing her getting confused by my friendly gestures. All in all, I got a pretty good feeling about this. Liz and Ben sure were overreacting, though. I'll be sure to tell them all about it. A week into September has come and gone, and I'm finally feeling acclimated to St. Hammond. Things have been going pretty smoothly lately, if I do say so myself. Over the past week or so, I've been getting more and more used to my new friends, learning the new quirks of them daily over lunch and in our classes. Like Olivia's penchant for tail whips. As I sit on the metro to school, my foot comes up to prod at the tender spot on my shin. I also learned not to borrow Olivia's stuff without asking. She usually tries to keep to herself even when we're partnered up, but I do my best to play nice. Y'all, it is water time. Alright, guys and gals, and we are back. Let's do it. Okay. Not to say she's being rude or anything, just quiet. More and more, I kind of figured that part of her silence was just nerves. Accepting that silent facet, I think we found some small understanding between us. Enough that I think she's starting to see me as a friend now. Among other things, Damien and Liz had given me their numbers. Or rather, Damien gave me both his and Liz's numbers. At first, I thought that Liz would be mad that Damien had basically doxed her, but she didn't seem to mind when he explained his reasons. I also got Ben's number since he figured we'd be doing a lot more team projects in photography class. My eyes roll over the past messages from my new friends. I became so engrossed rereading them that I nearly missed the announcement of my stop. I scramble to get off the metro. The closing door is just catching my jacket and forcing me to yank it out before I'm dragged down the tracks. Not going to let that bring my mood down, though. It's Friday, meaning after today comes the weekend. It's a quick walk from the station. I can see the school enter my field of view now. The school looks completely barren. Is it closed? Weird. I look around at some of the small stores that surround the school, the ones that are usually staffed by student workers. They're also empty. One of them has lights on, but it just looks like the manager is looking over some paperwork inside. I don't recall any announcement about a holiday today, and while I admit to having forgotten what day it was in the past, I'm absolutely certain it's Friday. So, where is everyone? Even the entryway to the school is barren. The door probably won't even open. Yep. Hello? I dance a bit in front of the camera watching the door. Does not respond. Huh. You know what? Damien would know what's going on. I flip through my contacts and find Damien's number. Put the phone to my ear and pray that he picks up. After a minute or so of waiting, the dial tone cuts off and is replaced by Damien's voice. Yo, what up, Nico? Hey, Damien. I'm at the school right now and looks like no one's here. You know what that's about? Huh? What do you... There's a brief pause on the other end of the line. Oh! Didn't you hear? Hear what? Today's the last warm day of the season, so everyone's celebrating. Celebrating? Yeah, we're actually having a cookout at my place today. Want to come over? The generous but spontaneous offer causes me to hesitate for a moment to respond. Thanks for the offer, Damien, but it's alright. I wouldn't want to intrude on your guys' party. What? It's no big deal at all, dude. My folks enjoy the company, and there's gonna be plenty to eat, too. Plus, Olivia's here as well. I weigh my options. Either go to the party, or I could just take the metro back home and sit in my room doing nothing. Inky, you still there, buddy? Yeah, still here. It was just, clearing my schedule. You sure it wouldn't be an issue? Of course not, amigo. A friend of mine is a friend of the family. Well, alright then. Nice, I'll text you the address. See you soon, compadre. With that, the call ends, and not a few seconds later I get a text notification. D-Man. 61 and 193 Crichton Road. Go the long way around the neighborhood, so the neighborhood doesn't chain his dog, lol. I copy and paste the address on my Google Maps, and looks like Damien lives pretty close to the school. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there, y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Before I go, I'm going to have a quick shout out to lovely bronze tier patrons. Thank y'all for all I do for the channel. We greatly appreciate your support. Thank you to our silver tier patron, Cade Silver, and thank you on above and beyond. It's greatly appreciated. Anyway, if y'all want to get your names in the credits, get access to all of our not safe for work contents as little as $5. And if y'all don't want to donate to our Patreon, you can donate using Super Thanks on YouTube. Anyway, I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!